But let me explain to you. JPS, yes, if the person leave, even if the account is still in their name, if the person move out and the account is there unpaid,
them not care.
JPS will not transfer a new account unless that balance is paid.
When you want content quality, there's one place I gotta be. Travel over land and overseas, watching the Delprat family. The Delprat family. The Delprat family. The Delprat family. The Delprat family.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Delprat family.
Yes, we of course we love the fact that you've tuned into this video.
Yeah, guys.
So pick up yourself once you watch the video.
Yeah, man.
Alright?
Yeah, so over on this channel, guys, we're gonna get edutainment.
Yes.
You see what I say? Edifying entertainment.
And we're always sharing our experiences, and don't be afraid to share back your experience in the comment section. Alright? Guys, in this video we'll be talking about long-term rental.
Yes.
So we did a video a while back highlighting the renovation that we did to the long-term rental property that we had, and a lot of you guys were interested.
Right, a lot of comments,
yes,
you know, asking stuff. They were asking about the rental agreement as well. So in this video, guys, we're going to be touching on the rental agreement as well. Right, so stick around for that. All right. I know on this channel, we promote a lot about Airbnb, right? Because, of course, that require more active management. So that is more in our face every day. So we deal with Airbnb a lot. But long-term rental is something that a lot of persons are interested in, and you should be, because the Airbnb aspect is not feasible for everybody, and it's not feasible for every type of property. Right? The location might be a limitation for some Airbnb. Location in terms of for Airbnb guests might be also be a limitation for you as well, how close you are to the property, because of course Airbnb is something that you need active management. All right, so there are a lot of things, you know, with Airbnb and long-term rental, a lot of pros and cons, and the pros and cons might push you over more to the long-term rental side. So
in this video, we'll be delving into aspects of long-term rental that we think are vitally important to you. So if you are interested, if you're planning to own property, this is a good video for you.
Also, guys, follow us on Instagram, right? Daily Energy. Cassie does live JA on Instagram.
And
follow us
our
there.
Facebook page.
Right, we have a Facebook.
Family.
The Delprat family on Facebook, right in the middle right there. So see there, Delprat family on Facebook. Link us up over there as well, guys.
And don't be afraid to share our content.
And also, most importantly, right, if you have further queries about long-term rental or Airbnb, how to go about it, Patreon, all right? That's the Delprat family on Patreon. Yeah, guys, so Jaden just come in, you see me? So we're just taking the opportunity just to big you guys up, right? 25,000 subscribers.
Yes.
You see me, I say? 25,000.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it, right, Jaden?
Yes.
Jaden, what's our subscriber count now? So Jaden is the one in the morning that jump and tell us all the time that listen, we reached this amount of subscribers, so this is Jaden's, you know, achievement. So Jaden is super proud of this. So thank you guys for carrying us to 25Ks. We are super excited about that.
Me, guys.
But we really appreciate your support. We really appreciate you guys staying tuned. We appreciate you subscribing to our channel, watching our content, and we appreciate, for more than everything else, the positivity and the love we get in the comment section. Yes, we have to thank you for that, because we know that sometimes it can be a bit toxic, but we really appreciate you guys. Hey
guys, and as Cass say, she want to big up all the subscribers. You see me, I say big up all of you guys, and Cass want to give a special shout out to, you know, a young YouTuber always in our comments.
It's your girl Ashley. Thank you very much for your support. Shout out, girl. Big up.
Yeah, man, guys, we're giving her a special shout out because we see she had tried with our channel. She has some nice content over there, guys, and she's always in the comments. You get me? I say, so we just want to give a shout out there, guys. You know? Yes.
Okay, guys. So we've always been laboring Airbnb, and it's one of our, you know, it requires so much hands-on that you just have to just dive into it.
Correct.
So it's easier for us to talk about it. But today, focusing a lot more on long-term rental, we wanted to start off with ownership.
You know, when you acquire property, most persons, they would take out a mortgage, right? Persons actually buy a property with the intention to do long-term rental. A lot of times, the long-term rental cannot cover the mortgage entirely.
That's
right? Or it can cover it, but you don't get a lot of profit.
You're just basically breaking even.
Right. But the thing is, guys, that's okay. That's okay too, because at the end of the day, the rent is basically paying for the mortgage.
So basically what we want to highlight with long-term rental is you have to do your business analysis.
Right.
Right? If you're going into long-term rental, it must make financial sense
for you. Correct.
So what Adrian was hinting at is it must be able to accomplish the goals that you want. So if the goal for you is simply to pay for the mortgage of the property, then you have to ensure that the location, the property and its offerings will give you the amount of returns every month that will maintain your mortgage.
Right.
If it's a profit, then it must be that it can pay the mortgage and give you a profit
at the end of the month.
At the end of the month.
Correct.
And that being said, you then have to look at what type of investment you'll have to cover. For example, if you have a house that you'll be setting up for a rental, long-term rental, then you have to look at the location and how much you can get for that property per month. So if you are going to acquire a mortgage for $100,000 and in that particular area the monthly rent
is $40,000-$50,000,
exactly, then you're going to have a $50,000 deficit.
Right.
So you have to take into consideration what kind of property you are getting and how you'll be able to finance that property every month. That's super important.
Exactly. You know, because a lot of persons sometimes they just say, hey, I'll buy a house and I rent it out. But after you acquire the house, then is an afterthought as to how much you can actually rent the place for. Because I have seen where persons acquire homes, even in schemes, right, for the mortgage running you 80,000-90,000 per month, 100,000 per month, and the place, the highest you can rent the place for maybe 60,000.
Yes.
Right? So it's something that you have to know within yourself if you can afford to do that. Right?
Also, you have to look at as well how much money it will cost you to set up. For example, if you're going to be renting a unit and you're asking $80,000 for this unit, there must be $80,000 worth of value.
Correct.
So you have to ensure that the place is so renovated and so prepared to reflect the amount of money that you're looking to ask for it.
Right, right.
So that being said, it's not only about the location, but it's also about what is being offered in the property.
Yes.
What are the advantages to attract the tenants that you want?
Guys, you have to note also that you have to be able to maintain that property. So for example, the property develop a leak, right? This is not something that the tenant will be able to manage. You have to do that yourself. So you have to fix that leak, right? If there are structural defects with the place, you have to rectify that, right? So guys, there are a lot of times there are defects that happen in the building that you have to rectify. And if the money that is coming in via the rent cannot cover everything, then you would have to go into your pocket. So it's a matter of whether or not you are able to afford that. Mind you guys, having your place rented, right, does give you the opportunity to pay your mortgage. So basically the rent is covering the cost of ownership for you.
Yes, and then you have the advantage of that property increasing in value over time.
Right.
So basically you're still winning even if you're breaking even on the mortgage.
Right.
So guys, our next point is damages. Now, damages is something that you'll have to keep in the back of your head.
And it's inevitable.
Yes.
Whether you live in the space, you rent it long-term or Airbnb, from your inhabit anything, any place, there would be wear and tear. There will be some form of damages.
So you will definitely have repairs. And for that, we are saying let's have a budget for repairs.
Right.
Of course, the amount of damage will definitely depend on the character of your tenants. Hopefully, you get a good tenant
yeah, exactly.
your place.
Yeah, man.
But also to note that with long-term rentals, some of these damages can be quite significant. Some can be minor. Some you will only have to do a paint job or do minor fixing with the faucets and so forth. But there are other cases where you'll have to do major repairs.
I want to say, the paint job like something cheap because paint expensive right now.
True.
And the labor for painting is expensive.
Yes.
So even for like a 2-bedroom house, you look on 150,000, maybe more, depending on the labor costs. So even painting within itself can be expensive.
Yeah.
If you're doing short-term rental, you can always go in, you see a little scuff mark, you touch it up.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. But with renting, there are a lot of tenants that they don't care much about the space because they don't own it.
Yeah.
So they treat it bad. They don't wipe the walls. So when they move out after 4 or 5 years, then you have to repaint the whole house. And that's where the costs come in.
Yeah, but as I was mentioning, like painting is expensive.
Right.
But when you look at the overall possibility of
other damages.
Because you have like scuff marks on the wall and all those things that are minor face damages.
Right.
But you have some tenants that will destroy your counters. They will mash up the window. They bore major holes in the walls.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
Right.
It's very important that you have a face-to-face discussion with your tenant, basically explaining what you require of them and what they require of you.
Right.
And you have to make it very clear. This is not something that you can compromise on. You must make it very clear that any form of structural changes that they intend to do to your property must go through you.
Right, right.
And you have to determine how you are going to manage that.
Right.
Is it that you trust your tenant so much that you're willing to say, I trust you, go ahead and get your person and do what you're going to do?
Right.
Or you, and this is what I recommend, that you have your set of workmen and whatever changes they want, you supervise that change. Structural changes to your property must be explained and must be deemed to be one of the major things to terminate your contract. Not touch my place. Yeah.
True. Hey guys, so one of the issues with long-term rental is the fact that tenants can get up and leave your property with unpaid bills. As a tenant, you might think that, hey, getting the utility, especially JPS, the electricity bill, getting the electricity bill in the tenant's name will negate you from having any responsibility if the person was to have unpaid balance.
Not so.
But let me explain to you now. JPS, yes, if the person leave, even if the account is still in their name, if the person move out and the account is there unpaid,
them not care.
JPS will not transfer a new account unless that balance is paid.
Yeah.
So as a homeowner, it is important to check up on the utilities to ensure that everything is paid, even during the person renting your place. So you call the utility company, have the bill sent to you, right? Check up on the bills, ensure that there are no recurring balances on the account.
Yeah,
because
you would have to pay for that.
Right. If any time the tenant decide to leave, and if there's an unscrupulous person who don't want to pay bills, the bills will be left on you.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So it's definitely something to be mindful about.
Yeah.
All right.
Because this might seem simple, but if persons have issues, if it's a character flaw that they have not to pay utility bills, you'll have several months bills backed up. And you're looking at water, light, and a water
maintenance fees.
Yes, so you can easily be left with over $100,000 worth
or more
of utility bills if you don't check up on it. Right. So you must find a way to check up on those bills every month and put them in check. Like, listen, this bill not pay, you need to pay right now.
Correct.
Right now. And if you see it going on too long, you need to do what you need to do.
Because look, if the person moving out, the place have to be repainted, there are damages that need to be sorted out. Plus, they are leaving bills
for you to pay.
As a homeowner, as a landlord, major headache.
That's like a hair-pulling moment when all the bills start racking up.
Right. Plus, remember that you can't re-rent the place if all of these things are sorted out, because nobody will be wanting to move into a place with light bill, dear, outstanding, with the place needing touch-up work.
Yeah.
Right? So
want a bill today.
Right.
Yes.
So as a homeowner, as a landlord, you have to check up on your place.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So all that we've been through in the video so far is testimony that you need a strong rental agreement in place, a strong contract in place. All right. So we specifically, we actually went to the internet and we went for some drafts, some that we seen around, and we kind of coin it to suit us based on our experience that we had before and based on what we're expecting, our expectations. All right. So this is our home rental agreement. All right, so we'll be putting it on the screen. So yeah, man, so basically there were persons in the comments on the previous video that we did talking about long-term rental that they wanted to see the contract. So this is an idea of the contract.
It specifies who is the landlord, who is the tenant,
right, date of tenancy, right, location as well. All right.
It also states when exactly you require your rent to be paid every month.
Right.
And that is very important. Also, what is important is that you list the responsibilities.
Correct.
So, what am I, the landlord, responsible for?
Right.
And what are you,
responsible for?
The tenant, responsible for?
Like, for example, if there are broken locks in the house, who is responsible for those? Right? Because, of course, when the person will be moving in, right, you'll be showing them that, hey, or even when you're doing this agreement, you're showing them that everything, you get them in tip-top shape. So if something is broken, if the door handles are broken, they're on you. That's an example.
Yeah.
Every landlord will be doing things differently.
Yeah.
But we're just talking generally now.
And landscaping, this is one of the topics that you must discuss with your tenant, and it must be lived up to by each party.
Right.
So sometimes you can see the condition of these units of the homes, and you can say, well, I think the person living there is a tenant, and the landlord is responsible for maintaining the yard. Landlord must maintain the property. Or
there are times where the tenants are responsible for the landscaping, but because the tenant doesn't own the house, they don't see the need to actively landscape and maintain the outside of the premises, because they're saying, hey, I'm just here for a few years. You know, if the yard bush up, no problem.
I know that they must say. They must say, I know my yard, I not spend the money,
true,
I not fix it up. But listen, you as a landlord must hold the tenant responsible, and the tenant must hold you, the landlord, responsible.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the house must be maintained. And if you're living there, it doesn't matter for 1 month, a year, if you own it, the place must still look good. I can't understand how persons live in certain environments. Like literally the grass will grow to your waist. How you going at the house? It don't work out.
True.
It don't work out.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So you must hold your tenant responsible. And here's another thing. Landlord, you're not living at the premises sometime. You have to look at the overall environment of your community, the community that your property is in. Because sometimes we're going to set it and forget it.
True. Because the money rolling into the account monthly. So you say, all right, the money coming in monthly, so I'm not business about the house. I don't live there, so I don't care about. That's how a lot of persons think. I'm not really care about over there. The money coming into the account, so that's that.
And you have to maintain the property. You have to maintain the community, because overall they're living there for now, but you have the property as an investment.
Correct.
So if you have a couple landlords like you in the property, when you not maintain nothing, the place is gonna start looking very underdone.
Right.
And then your property value starts to drop.
Correct.
So it's still in your best interest
to maintain
you're not living there, to maintain the property.
Correct. You're so right.
I want to touch on one more topic.
Yeah.
Eviction. So a lot of us Jamaicans have the thoughts now, it's say my house, my parents got kick you out of my house.
nothing go so. I want to tell you now, say, in Jamaica, the tenant have more rights in the house sometimes than the landlord.
Then you can't get them out.
You know, compared to America or other countries overseas, right? If you owe a day's rent, they can dip on the street the next day.
Yeah.
Right? But in Jamaica, sad truth is that's not so. The case. Right? So, as it relates to rent, you have to be mindful that there can be a situation where the tenant decides, say, or not decide, but them reach up on hard times.
Them can kidnap your house.
So
it's kidnapping the right word, or hijacked.
Yeah.
And they can hijack your property.
And if you supposed to go through the court, everything take a while for your court. So for example now, the tenant owe rent for 2-3 months. Right? You then go to the court to get a court date. The court date might take another 2 months. So you're already gone 4 months, 5 months in. So these are the things. Tenants still in your property. So these are things that you have to be mindful of. And remember, say when you get to the court date 4 or 5 months in, the judge might still give the tenant time to vacate.
Oh boy.
So you're gone well over 6 months.
Well over a year.
Right?
This is very important, and again, we are not mind readers, and we can't read the soul because we are not God. But it's very important that you have a good relationship and get to know the person who you're renting your property to.
Right.
And just try and find somebody who is genuine.
Right.
And won't destroy your property and will hijack your property. And you have to be an up and up, and you have to know where you are doing.
And check.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, guys, so if you have further questions, comments, right, you can always link us up on Patreon.
Yes,
right?
Our Patreon account is very important.
Yeah.
When you go on Patreon, we can spend a little bit more time with you. I know that persons sometimes are requiring a bit more information from us, but you look at it this way. We are only 2 persons, and we're actually working as well. So if you're going to hit us up one by one on Instagram and other areas, trying to get all these details from us, it's really hard for us to respond in that way. But on Patreon, we can actually put out a lot of detailed responses. We can put out guidelines. We can put out a lot more information that can help you. So hit us up on Patreon, guys. And you have different tiers to Patreon as well. So if you are requiring a lot more hands-on support, then Patreon, of course, would be the perfect place for you. Because we have a tier for that. Right?
And I mean, a lot of persons, they want help with Airbnb. Airbnb is one of the main things that people contact us about, because we always tell you guys, we are super hosts for Airbnb. You know, we're proud of that. And it's a reason why we got to that status. And, you know, we share a lot of insights sometimes, and persons want to know even how to set up. So Patreon is the place that you can contact us on. Alright? Yeah, guys. So again, we want to say follow us on Instagram as well. Right? Daily Energy for me. And Cassie Does Life for Cass. Alright, link will be in the description as well for that.
And guys, remember to subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it. We need your subscription. Hit us up in the comments what hear from you, what hear your experiences. Because trust me, there are some experiences out there and we all learn from you. Alright? Turn on your post notification bell. Put a setting on all.
Yes.
Give us a thumbs up.
Alright, guys. Peace out.